Okay, yeah, let's do it. Step right up to the mic.
Hey, Nick Wagner from ESPN. Steph, this might seem a little out of left field, but I cover the 49ers, and I'm just curious, when you go back to your time starting in the Bay Area, what was the biggest adjustment to having success, and what would be your advice to Trey Lance as he makes the similar adjustment?
Well, hopefully the opportunity for success is a little quicker for Trey and the Niners than it was for us in 2009. We had from the We Believe to my rookie year was a little rough in those first 2 years. So the Bay is awesome. The fan base is awesome. It's a great place to play. It's a great place to live. And hopefully that transition is pretty seamless. I enjoyed every minute of it, despite the struggles. And, I'm sure he will too.
No, that's right. Go ahead. All right, guys, thank you for doing this. My name is Dan Hinksman. I work for the tournament. I'm wondering, first of all, how often all three of you guys get to play golf together?
It's tougher than it used to be, just geography and schedules. And, our off season for me and Seth, my dad, he's color commentating for the Hornets. So it's the summers are tight, but this opportunity is pretty dope to have all three of us here. Obviously, Seth's first time, and hopefully not his last. And we all love to play when we get the opportunity and have fun doing it. So, it's not like we're back in North Carolina, but it's definitely fun.
As avid golfers, you never can play enough. And as a dad, you never can play enough with your two sons who love the game too. So that's why we look forward to this week. Steph and I have been here the last few years together, but to have Seth here this year, it's been a blast so far the first couple of days, and can't wait to play when it really matters and put the numbers on the scorecard that count. So it's good camaraderie, good fellowship to hang out with the guys, but also a good competitive vibe in the family as well.
So just to put a number on it, is it, 3-4 times a year you guys get to play together?
Probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we always make it a point every summer to at least go on 1 or 2 trips and get out there and play. So this can count as one of them.
Can I keep going? And then for Steph and Dell, will having all three of you here help your game? Because it's a nice family situation, you can relax, or might it work in the opposite direction because you're too busy focused having fun with family, you're not focused as much on competition?
I think we've had fun the first 2 days. Tomorrow it'll be each man for their own ball. We've helped each other out a little bit these first 2 days. Tomorrow, we'll say good shot when you hit a good shot. But it's up to you to hit good shots and good putts. Probably won't be a lot of help.
And Seth, what is your goal this week?
I want to play well. I don't want to embarrass myself, obviously. I want to come out here and put some good scores up. Obviously, it's a different adjustment playing in front of fans and competitively for the first time ever. So it's going to be a fun and good test for myself. And, like you said, they've been helping me out, teaching me the course the first 2 days. I'm going to see if that translates into tomorrow.
One more and I'm done. It's on there somewhere. I could see it. The bet this year, is Seth part of the bet? And yes or no, what can you give us about it at this stage of the week?
He's definitely in there. And at dinner last night, he was doing some hard negotiating. I was trying to, he's got seniority. I've played more years, but in terms of understanding how handicaps work and how that can translate to Stableford and trying to make it fair, where if we put a number we all play our best, what that is, and then kind of go from there. So we'll see. He's definitely in there though, and it'll be fair. You got to play well to win. That's what the whole goal is for sure.
Yeah.
Going in the water, whoever loses, two losers?
Always part of it.
2 losers then go in the water?
Oh, absolutely. So
it's going to be 2 losers. Second place is first loser, yeah.
Marcus, unmute, you can go.
Hey, Steph, I was curious as to what was behind your decision to be there instead of in Las Vegas preparing with Team USA?
It was a hard decision, just knowing, obviously I haven't played in the Olympics before, and coming off of this season and the condensed schedule, the protocols, and obviously where I'm at in my career. I do value the off season, and I am working out back on the court, but to try to go and play, and there's a lot that can happen. I respect every single guy that goes and plays or that's up there in Vegas, and I wish them obviously all the success and a gold medal to show for it and whatnot. It just wasn't right for me, and very confident in that decision. No regrets at all. Obviously, being here, I'm playing golf, having fun with my family. That's a personal thing, but there's always that itch to play on the biggest stage like the Olympics. But it just wasn't the right thing for me in the right time.
Did watching your fellow stars and the injuries, did you make the decision before that, or did that aid into your decisions?
I mean, you take everything into account. You take how I'm feeling physically, mentally, what's happening around the league, all those things. It's not one specific reason or a part of it, but just knowing at the end of the day, do I want to play or not? And the answer was no at the end of the day. And, getting ready for next season, with a relatively quick turnaround is important to me. And I have a plan of how to do that and get ready for when training camp starts.
All right, go ahead, Chris Alvarez.
Steph, and the guys can jump in after, but the video of you and Canelo boxing, when did that all start? I think this is the second match. Is there going to be a trilogy? And guys, were you worried about Steph's life?
It happened last year on the ninth hole, so we might make it annual, and I have to really get better, obviously. I need to use my reach and my height a little bit. I kind of got down and went right into his sweet spot. One of our good friends is an amateur boxer, so he sent me a text late last night. He watched the video and he analyzed it. And he told me everything that I did wrong. So I have a full year to get right. At least I swung this time. Last year I was a sitting duck.
Any chance we see Clay on the Lake Tahoe waters in his boat?
I would say it's not a 0% chance. For sure.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're going back to the room. Go ahead.
Hi, Dave Leonardi, Skier News. Seth, my question's for you since I live near the Philly area and give you some Philly love and not ask a question of your father or Steph. So sitting home, watching this tournament, knowing your parents, your father, your dad's personality and Steph's personality, what did you think of them going in the water? What did you think of the bets when you heard about them in the first place? And I guess that prepared you for whatever is going to be the outcome of this year's bet.
It's always fun to watch every year. The stakes, the bets, and the handicaps if there are any. But it gives a little intrigue towards the end of the Sunday afternoon game, and I just want to be a part of it for a few years now. So it's good to be out here, experience it all, experience all the fans, and I'm looking forward to it.
When we got to the course yesterday, one of the first questions he asked about golf is like, where do you guys jump in the lake?
Yeah.
And did you tell them how warm it was?
Yeah, that was the first thing they said.
Well, as a Sixer fan, I'm glad to see you here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go to Anthony Slayer.
Yes, Steph, since the last time we talked to you, Warriors got 7th pick, 14th pick. What do you think about, the potential plan this summer, those assets, and just the opportunity to roster build this summer?
It's a great position to be in, knowing how we're trying to retool and the level that we're trying to get back to. We do have a lot to work with, with potential picks, guys coming back, hopefully enticing some free agents to come out to the Bay and be a part of a winning organization, how we do things. So, I feel like everything's on the table at this point. There's, a lot of time before the draft and before training camp and free agency period. So I know nothing really happens till after the finals and and you really get down to what are we really trying to do? What do we need? Just looking around the league and how quickly things move. So I know we're staying patient. I've talked to Bob, I've talked to Joe, I've talked to Coach Kerr, over the last couple of weeks, and, things are fluid, let's put it that way. It's just a matter of trying to put the best team out there. And I know we're all committed to doing that. So, where we stand right now, the finals are still going on. So, there's still time to kind of figure that out.
All right, back to the room.
You guys mentioned the side action that you got going on among the three of you this week. Steph, I wonder, what is your favorite on-course betting story? Maybe not the most money, maybe bragging rights among the family, but what's one that sticks out for you?
That's a great question. Probably the dollar that I won from Barack Obama.
You want to elaborate?
Yeah, that's a story in and of itself. Like, just playing with him in Martha's Vineyard. Obviously, anytime you get to play with the president, it doesn't have to be a big denomination of money. It's just, it needs to change hands. So that's probably good. My dad was out there with us. Ray Allen was out there. So it was a good time. First time we played with him. But between us, maybe this will be the weekend that we have our best story. We'll see.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, go ahead, Anthony Flores.
Hey, first Steph and then Seth. Steph, what makes this event so special? And Seth, you mentioned it a little bit about being able to watch this on TV. In your mind, what makes it so special that you wanted to be a part of this?
I mean, we love golf. It's a passion. It's something we, grew up doing with our dad, and we have a lot of fun. Like Seth said, we take annual golf trips in the summer, and it's part of how we like to spend our time in the off season. But this tournament, the venue, you can't beat. Being up here at Lake Tahoe, it's beautiful. It's great views, great energy. You never really get a chance to play competitive golf in front of a gallery, and with stakes on the line on every shot. So being in that situation, we're all competitors. We love to be in that in that line of fire out there and try to show up and see how we do. So that's fun. And I don't know what it's like watching on TV, but it's just amazing to be out here and just play competitive golf, and to have all of us out here playing in the same group on Friday makes it even better.
Yeah, well, watching from afar, you can just tell the energy. It translates on TV. You can see the fans, how much they like the event just as much as the people participating in it. So that's the main reason I want to be a part of it. And you want to be a fake professional golfer for a week too. So that's pretty cool.
No doubt. We got green books and
green walking inside the ropes, caddies. Yeah. It's cool to act for a weekend.
And our caddies are some of our best friends as well. So they're just as competitive as we are, and they're rooting for their guy because they know whatever happens, they're in it too.
Have you guys had enough time between the end of the season to kind of feel confident in your game to be out there in front of people playing?
I have. Unfortunately, the Hornets was over on May 16th. So, and with the schedule this year, being in Charlotte, not traveling, I was able to play a lot of golf. So my game is probably as good as it's going to get for me.
Me personally, I have not. I've been trying to cram in the range sessions and hit as many balls as possible over the past week. Honestly, if the tournament was at the end of the summer, I'll probably be a little bit better, but I'm still looking forward to it and hopefully play well.
I hope you put that in your negotiations.
No doubt. I had a couple extra weeks this year.
Of course.
All right, back in the room.
Guys, sorry, one more quick one. When was the last time you all played together in Charlotte, and what course was it?
It was 3 years ago. Yeah. Our sister's wedding.
Yeah.
And there's the club at Longview where my dad's been a member he's a founding member out there, Jack Nicklaus. I think that was the last time in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
One more for Seth. Obviously, we've heard today that you've been getting advice about golf from your dad and from your brother. Did they help you a little bit with your playoff experience this year?
Oh yeah, of course. The past few years, they've always Been a good sounding board for me, answer any questions I got, give me advice here and there. Not too much, but just enough. But the biggest thing is just watching. I mean, obviously my dad's career, watching Steph and going on those playoff runs for so many years was when I was in the crowd, just watching, taking it all in. So it was fun to be out there, to experience for myself the past few years and hopefully a few more.
All right, Anthony, go ahead. Crystal.
Yeah. Oh, Steph, sorry, I meant to ask this follow-up earlier on the question. You mentioned you've been in kind of talks with Bob and Joe. Are you looking at any of the draft guys? And then would you feel comfortable adding two more rookies onto the roster?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's still. I don't know you don't like this answer, but it's still a lot to kind of figure out. I know with 7 and 14, there's probably going to be some legit talent there that if it's the best player in the right fit, like of course they could make an impact and be ready right away to play some significant minutes, and then hopefully get better throughout the season to be ready for a potential playoff run. But you got a lot of different talented guys, and you don't know how that 1 through 6 goes and how things change really quickly. So, I've always loved to get my input and be a part of that process. But, as it stands right now, I don't think we've had any guys within that top 1 through 14 even come out to the Bay to work out yet. So, it's just a lot of moving parts and pieces, and things can change really quickly.
Go ahead, Anthony Caruso.
Hi, Steph. A question for you and then one for your brother. Steph, this upcoming season, you may have your sport.
All right, cutting out there. We'll go to Chris Alvarez for a second.
This is for Dell and Seth. I want to know what you've thought of Steph's acting skills. He had the CarMax commercial. I talked to Steph about this during the season, but his growth from the Burger King days to the CarMax days.
Yeah, pretty good, I guess. The experience helps everybody in any form of life. So it's good.
Yeah, I mean, came a long way.
My favorite part about that, though, is the Burger King commercials. They got the cut as Seth being held by my dad walking into the restaurant. They told this guy at least 10 times that don't look at the camera, don't look at the camera, don't look at the camera. And they could not get a cut of him not looking at the camera. So it's my favorite, kind of just discoverable about that commercial.
That's a classic.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we got the last one in the room here.
Thank you. I know it's NBC, but the finals are on ABC tonight. I'd love to get y'all's perspective. I think I saw a stat. It's like the first time in 10 years, it's no Steph, no LeBron in the finals. It's a lot of new blood. So I'm from Lexington, so come on, Devin Booker, of course. But I'd love to get each of y'all's perspective so we can run some of this tonight.
We'll start with the commentator first.
Well, I'm a little torn. I played for Milwaukee for a year and good friends with the Paul family from North Carolina. Love to see, him hold up that trophy after the career he's had. But it's going to be exciting. I mean, you're going to get new blood. I know those guys are going to play hard with the opportunity to win. So it should be good basketball to watch for the rest of the series.
Yeah. It's the whole playoffs, even with a lot of injuries and a lot of teams not being at full health, still been very entertaining to watch. So I'm sure the finals is going to be the same. Two teams that are hungry and really want to win and been grinding to get here for a while. So it's kind of good to see some new blood outside the Warriors there. I wish it would have been us there.
Yeah.
It's the same vibe as for the health of the league. And, to Seth's point, like there's obviously every year there's injuries and things that change fast, but, Milwaukee and Phoenix have played amazing throughout the playoffs. So you go through the years. I hate when people try to bring up asterisks and all that type of stuff. It's, who can sustain themselves through a playoff run and can be the last team standing. So, it's going to be fun to watch these next potentially 6 games. And the best part about it is whoever the champ is, it's new blood, like Seth said, and it's great. And then, these powerhouses, we got to come back and try to get back to the top, knock them off next year. So I'm looking forward to that challenge.
And so Jay Billis was yesterday saying, of course, he stays neutral, but how can you not root for Chris Paul and his wonderful career? He also mentioned about no fans last year, being in the bubble, and how electric the arenas are now.
Yeah.
I know that makes a difference for y'all when you're on the court, huh?
Oh yeah, it was huge. It was huge. It seemed like in the playoffs, it went from 0 to full arenas real quick, and the energy was crazy. So it was right back to normal. I think it was better TV too. So it was fun to watch.
Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Last question, guys. Dell, Michael Jordan used to say, not often, but he did say it, that after he retired, when he was an active player and he played here, he thought and said that after he retired, he would win the tournament. And I'm just wondering if you recall him saying that or thinking that. And then I wanted to ask Steph, has that crossed your mind?
I don't recall him saying that, but knowing the competitive guy that he still is, it doesn't surprise me. But, you know, golf is a crazy game. You can have the best game ever, one round, the next round, forget how to putt. So it takes 3 solid rounds, you know, to win any game of golf.
Right, but his thinking was that once he retired and could play more, then he would get that much better.
I feel like that's always a thought. The more time that you can spend doing something, the better you get. Golf is kind of like that, but kind of not. You can't really try harder and think that it's just gonna, you know, click. So I have had that thought where if I had a little bit more time to prep and practice and get some range sessions and maybe get some instruction, that my game would go through the rooftop. But we're all standing up here as basketball players. I don't think any basketball players won this tournament before. Me and Seth are the active players. I don't know if that's happened in a while, so I feel you might have to correct me on that. So I'm trying to check both those boxes off. That's the motivation for sure. Do it for the hoopers and the guys that, you know, are sticking to their day job for, you know, 12 months.
Really?
I'm trying to do it for the 57.
Oh, respect.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, we'd like to thank all of you. Dell,
Thanks,
Steph,
Dell.
and Seth, welcome aboard, man. Nice to have you.